No more teases. No, I don't need to say anything else because I want to get right to it. Today's show
Let's
brought to you by
go.
ExpressVPN. Ladies and gentlemen, get
I had
a
to
VPN
change
today.
over
Protect your
from
online
Joe
activity
Rogan
from
and
prying eyeballs.
Joe
Go to
Rogan and what's his name?
expressvpn.com/Bongino. Don't
Alex
wait. Welcome to the Dan
Jones.
Bongino Show. I am very
Those guys are
proud to
going
put into
nuts.
today's show. Producer Joe,
Crazy.
we're going to get right to it. How are you today? Fine,
Well, I
sir. It is
switched over
Friday,
to
though,
some
so in your worst 1960s.
Dan Bongino. So that's what we got going on in the back right now.
It is a staple of
I
the
don't know if
show.
y'all know Dan Bongino from Fox, but that's his podcast. He does once a day, I think, Monday through Friday. So
Today's show brought to you by our friends at
cool.
LifeLock.
Cool.
With more online shopping during the holidays this
So
year,
we're going from New Mexico all the way to Utah. And I think I'm bringing, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm bringing bananas, like a freaking huge thing of bananas with me. We'll see though.
It's important to understand.
I know how to do the map. I figured that out. Like if I hit map, I can see I'm going from, right?
You could miss certain identity threats by just monitoring your credit bank statements. Get LifeLock. I have it. I have it for me, my wife,
Albuquerque,
my kids,
New
my
Mexico, all the way through
Moab,
Utah. So
range of identity threats,
that's what.
like your social security number
that's
for
what we're
sale
doing
on the
right
dark
now.
web.
So.
If they detect your information being used in their network, they'll send you an alert.
And I am about to put on my brand new cruise control that I fixed. Thank God I fixed it. Woohoo!
Wish I had that before my identity was stolen.
Took me forever to get this stupid thing fixed.
No one can prevent all identity theft or
so now I can
transactions at all businesses. But LifeLock
slow
can
down a
help you
little
feel
bit.
warm and protected this holiday season. Save up to 25%.
Pick it all in 50.
Don't wait. Just go to lifelock.com/Bongino. That's LifeLock.
So I'm traveling with a mod called
all right, producer Joe, I haven't been this excited about
Grimes Winter or something
ding,
like that.
Ding, ding. Okay, so right before we get into this, because I'm gonna, you know that Joe and I talk about this all the time.
Basically, paints everything like winter.
There's
a physics module too that you throw in that'll actually, yeah, it'll fix the roads just like it's real slippery and all that stuff. You know, that's what it does. Right now it's just pretty. I have hard enough time in this game driving with by myself, much less acting like it's slippery, snow and sleet.
At the end of a couple years, they say what?
So it'd be kind of crazy doing it.
This is old news, folks. And it's not old news. It's the drip, drip, drip. You're seeing it right now. Look at this guy. Now, this guy's not a journalist, to be fair. He's a terrible comedian, Stephen Colbert. But he scored an interview with Joe Biden. In the interview, you would think one of the first questions, even if you were a terrible comedian like Stephen Colbert, you would think you would ask a question about the sun and say, hey, can you just explain what's going on with her? You don't even have to be adversarial about it. He's not really a journalist, right? Well, what does he do? He does the Republicans pounce, and he doesn't even hide it. He doesn't even hide Republicans.
Here we go.
Listen to the question. I am so tired of this. Stephen Colbert
leaving or entering Arizona.
Biden's dealings with China and this whole big scandal.
We're leaving
Big
Arizona.
guy Joe Biden get money. All he cares about is the Republican response.
I think we're going into Utah.
Worst Republicans pounce
Who knows?
I have ever seen. Check this out.
Hey, welcome to the broadcast. This is me just figuring out how to play American Truck Simulator. I got Dan Bongino going on in the background. Got a winter mod to make it look nice and pretty, and I'm just learning how to do it. Learning how to relax, enjoy the game, and then we'll see what happens. If you've never seen this before, this is American Truck Simulator
I'm not concerned
on
about
Steam.
any accusations made against him. It's used to get to me. I think it's kind of foul play, but look, it is what it is, and he's a grown man.
Right.
He is the smartest man I know. I mean, in terms of pure intellectual capacity.
Wow. Daddy.
Turn right.
Before we get to the Republicans pounds part, because I got to get into this other stuff. I don't have any time. Hunter Biden is the smartest man you know. As my wife reminded me this morning before the show, have you seen the pictures on his laptop? You're running to be president of the United States. You may have won an election.
Utah! Woohoo! Welcome to Utah. I think this is the first time I've been up to Utah in this game.
No, that is next week.
Yeah, buddy. Looks a lot like
I'm not conceding
Arizona.
anything. Trump should not concede anything, by the way.
Yeah.
But you may be president of the United States, and the dude in the pictures, have you seen the pictures, folks? Hunter Biden may have been a gymnast in a prior life. You're like, wow, is that guy flexible? Amazing what he can do. And he's got partners in his gymnastics. That's the smartest dude you know? So just to be clear, this guy, maybe President of the United States, is appointing a consortium of people to his cabinet to run the largest, most powerful country on earth and get hands on the nuclear codes. And yet the smartest dude you know is the gymnast, if you know what I mean. That's not even the worst part. The worst part of it is Colbert. You hear the question? Republicans are going to use this as a cudgel. I'm so tired of the Republicans pound stuff. It is so yesterday. And it's just, he just
Get
openly comes
to
out.
turn right.
It's not about Hunter, it's about our reaction to it. All right, moving on. I just want to throw that out there because it is Friday to give you a little tragic comic relief. Let me get into this.
Turn right.
This is going to be long. But you need to hear this.
A little fall
It's gonna
going on
end
here, huh?
Absolute
Come on,
coup
who's
de
coming
grace
on
of all
here?
time. It may get
All
me in
right.
trouble, but we'll have to see. My wife is terrified already. So yesterday we found out through some new FBI texts that finally were unearthed. Finally, I say, because what? What's the strategy, Joe? Drip it out over 2 years and pretend we're all going to forget, right? And
Hey,
say,
Bluff,
"What's
Utah.
on the news?" I'm not
Woohoo!
moving on. A text came out yesterday, I'll get to in a little bit. John Solomon has it at Just the News, showing that, obvious, none of this is breaking. We already knew this, but that the FBI basically knew the collusion hoax was fake the whole time. Dan, why are we covering that? We all knew that already. Well, now we have it down on paper, and it explains a whole lot. Let's start from the beginning. So if the FBI, we now know, according to this text I'll get to in a little bit, we now know the FBI knows this whole Donald Trump colluded with the Russians thing is fake. Why would they do this? Why would people in the Obama administration and the Clinton campaign continue to push forward with a collusion hoax they knew was fake?
Trying to see if I can find a no-tail motel
Ladies and gentlemen,
where
Lee Smith has a damning piece that is
sleep.
so unbelievably good.
I
It
don't
is
know
up
if
in
this
the
is
show
it or
notes
not.
today, bongino.com/newsletter. My
Well,
newsletter
maybe
is
this
the
is
show
it.
notes. Please read it. It is a must read. The collusion hoax, ladies and gentlemen, was
I think
always
this
an
is it.
insurance policy because Hillary Clinton's emails were going to get out there. Lee Smith, December 16, 2020, in the Epic Times. Russian collusion wasn't about Donald Trump. It was designed to protect Hillary Clinton. This is an assertion me, Lee, and others have put out there for a long time. Now I'm going to put meat on the bone and show you why this doesn't. Now, you may say, why are you following this up after a piece on Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and Stephen Colbert? Because Biden's involved in this too, ladies and gentlemen. Understand what I'm getting at. Paul,
All right, we're
double
gonna do a little
ombudsman here.
rest.
Get it? Get it? Let me lay it down. You give me a head nod that you understand. The whole
Oh,
collusion hoax, Donald Trump
crikey.
colluded with the Russians to impact the election and release Hillary's emails, was always made up. Everybody knew it. And the only reason they did it was because they knew Hillary Clinton's emails
Do a
were out
tiny,
there.
tiny bit of
The
sleep,
Russians probably had
and
them.
then I
Those
get
emails were going to
stuck
be really damaging, and they had
at
to find a
night.
way to get others to cover Donald Trump
Man,
rather than
that
cover Hillary
sucks.
Clinton's emails.
Sorry.
Everybody get it?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
I got it.
Screenshot number 1 from Lee Smith's piece where he lays this out beautifully. Quote, Barack Obama's spy chiefs never believed Donald Trump was a Russian spy. Okay, absolutely. The Trump-Russia collusion narrative originated as a diversionary tactic in the event emails from Hillary Clinton's private email server went public. What the hell's in those emails, folks? How is Joe Biden involved? We'll get to that. Keep that in your melon. FBI headquarters attached itself to this project, devoting manpower and resources to investigating Trump. When the FBI learned that foreign intelligence services had her correspondences. So foreign governments may have had Hillary's emails. What was in there? Was there some uranium-1 stuff in there? Uranium? Oh, whoa, hold on. Time. So now we know Lee is right. Total scam, collusion hoax, scam, because Hillary's really nasty emails, foreign governments probably have them, and if you see what's in those emails, it's going to be really bad for Hillary and the Democrats in 2016. So let's get out ahead of this and say Trump's colluding with a foreign government to release the emails. That way the press covers that instead. Beautiful, tragic, beautiful, but elegant in its sophistication. Seriously.
Hey, Dana, I think that's you that just came in. I was happy to hear that your operation came out okay. So a lot of prayers going your way to get all that stuff done.
Lee's got a source in the intel community. This is all new, folks. This isn't old. But why are you covering this again? Because this is new. Lee has got a former senior intelligence official, Lee Smith has always been on top of this, in the Obama administration, who for some reason speaking to him, confirmed to Lee, that in the lead up to the 2016 election, elements of the U.S. intel community informed the FBI that the Democrat candidate Hillary's emails had been compromised. They concluded there were approximately 30,000 emails in the possession of foreign entities, said this Obama official. Wow, that sounds really bad, folks. Quote, he went on, this intelligence official. The FBI was provided with digital copies of some of those. Wait, what? Oh, what was in those emails? And then evaluated the emails, determining their veracity and identifying what sensitive issues were being addressed. The FBI had been informed of this prior to Jim Comey's July 5th press conference exonerating Hillary Clinton. So the FBI now, we know, has already seen these emails that foreign governments had that Hillary Clinton claimed disappeared. You know, the ones she destroyed the BlackBerries, hammered them, used the bleach big system on them to wipe them out. Remember those emails? That she had that Platte River and all that other companies, she had them all disappeared, if you know what I mean. She had the emails suicided, they killed themselves, the emails. Foreign governments had those, and the FBI knew. What was in those? What was in them there emails? What was up in them there hills? Let's go to part 3 of Lee Smith's piece, where we see the seamless transition, by the way. The FBI, who's clearly in on this at the upper levels, the seamless transition, Joe, from Hillary Clinton's email scandal and her private server and that investigation, known as mid-year investigation, seamless transition right to investigating Donald Trump, because that's the cover to keep the Hillary email investigation and her emails very secret. Let's go to screenshot 3 from the wonderful Lee Smith's piece, because this just gets better by the moment, doesn't it? The two parts of the FBI's Clinton cover-up meshed seamlessly. On July 5th, 2016, the same day Jim Comey cleared the former Secretary of State of charges of mishandling classified information. Jeez, on that same day, Clinton campaign contractor Christopher Steele first pushed Trump-Russia collusion reports to FBI agent Michael Gaeta. Now, Armacost, you think you'd wait a day, right? So if the FBI plot, you're working with the Clinton team and the Obama administration at the upper levels of the FBI to say, we've got a problem, Houston. We got a serious problem. We've got Hillary's emails she says are missing. And so do the Russians and others. And they're really, really bad. What do we do? I've got an idea. Let's fabricate this whole story about how Trump is working with the Russians to release those emails, because idiots in the media will then make that the story, and no one will want to release Hillary's emails. And if they do, they'll blame it on Trump. And the story won't be about Hillary's actual emails. Genius. How do we make the transition in the media? I've got an idea. Let's do a press conference on July 5th, 2016. Jim Comey. Let's exonerate Hillary. Say, hey, no one's going to prosecute this case. The same day, a guy Hillary Clinton's paying to make up this story about how Trump's colluding with the Russians about her emails. The same day, July 5th, let's not even wait a day, Joe, because we're in a rush. The same day, let's have that guy Steele meet with his handler, an FBI agent named Gaeta, in London, and start to pass off the fictitious Trump's colluding with the Russians fairy tale. Seamless. Seamless transition. Seamless. It's like passing the baton in a relay race at the Olympics. They got the hand back. Here's Jim Comey. He's running. You don't even notice the transition. So I got the baton. I got the baton. Here we go. Right to Trump. Weird, isn't it? Weird how on July 5th that transition just happens like magic. We're no longer going to worry about Hillary's emails that the Russians may have and what's in those emails. We're now going to focus on a PP tape story and a collusion hoax story told to a guy named Christopher Steele, who's being paid through intermediaries by Hillary Clinton's campaign. You got part 1? The collusion hoax was always a hoax. The FBI knew it was a hoax. I'll show you that again in this text in a minute. Knew it from the start. And all it was cover to give to the media to give them a reason not to cover Hillary's emails if they ever were exposed, because the Russians had them and could be released at any time. Because if that happened, then what would the story be, Joe? If the media eats up this fake collusion hoax, the story would not be about the content of Hillary Clinton's emails. The story would be about how Donald Trump colluded with the Russians to release them. Tragic, horrible, malicious, but strangely elegant. And only workable because our media are morons. Deliberate. So let's go to part 2, because for this story I'm telling you to be factually accurate.
Hey, there go the Griswolds.
Hillary's emails would be released. Remember the ones she said were disappeared, right? Now, in order for that to be a viable threat, so much of a threat that you fabricate a story about Trump colluding with the Russians, you would have to know that these foreign governments, in fact, had those emails. Well, Lee's intelligence source is telling him that these foreign government had these emails, which I'm telling you are devastating. And I'm going to give you my hypothesis on what is in those emails at the end of this segment.
Why don't you do that?
But as I've told you in the past, how do we know these foreign governments had? Well, Lee's source
Keep
admitted
right,
it, but just to rewind
and
the
then
tape a
turn
little
right.
bit. How did foreign governments, notably probably Russia, get Hillary Clinton's missing emails,
Turn
which we
right.
still haven't seen? Let's go to this Fox News story. A little bit of a flash from the past, but worth reviewing in case you think, we don't produce receipts on this show, which we always do.
Get
Fox
ready
News
to
story
turn
number
left.
1. This is important. Hillary Clinton's really stupid, too. Sorry, I know
Turn
we're not
left.
supposed to say that, but
Turn
it's true.
left.
Clinton-Obama emails sought by Senator Ron Johnson amid Democrats'
Turn
impeachment inquiry.
left.
This is by
Oops.
Greg Reed. This is from a little while ago.
Who?
Forget the headline for a minute. It's what's in the piece that's important. Did
Get
foreign
ready
governments
to
have
turn
Hillary's
left.
emails? And were they terrified that these were going to be leaked?
Turn
Let's go
left.
to a screenshot from the piece, because this stuff really is damning. From the piece. So Ron Johnson on Thursday, this is from a while ago, formally sought all email communications
Turn
between
left.
Hillary and former President Obama, saying the Justice Department was blocking their release? Why would they do that, Joe? Even though they could shed light on whether the former Secretary of State discussed sensitive matters on her unsecured personal email system while she was overseas?
Finally, we are hit.
So, what did I tell you 3 years ago when I lived in another house with a much worse studio and a terrible ball camera? When the show basically first started getting its legs. What did I tell you about the Hillary email scandal? What they were really covering? It's not Hillary. Believe it or not, a lot of people in the media don't even like Hillary. Who were they always covering up for? Obama.
Yeah.
I've told you that for 4 years now. Hillary was emailing Barack Obama from her unsecure private email. Obama's on those emails. Barack Obama had a BlackBerry. In that BlackBerry, whatever iPhone device he had, whatever device Obama had, he was the first one to do it.
All right.
White House Communications Agency.
$5,000.
They put the security on that device. In
Perfect.
order to email Barack Obama, listen to me.
Unassigned skill
Your
points.
email had to be
Let's go
whitelisted.
here.
You couldn't
Boom.
just randomly email
Get
it
a
like
high
offers from, like,
value
some
cargo.
department store.
Yay.
Your email had to be put on a list so you could get
Yeah,
through.
I'm going to do that. And
What
dear
does that
sirs,
mean?
I am going to end
Means
this
Barack
podcast.
Obama knew
So,
Hillary Clinton had a
so
private email the
appreciate
whole
everybody.
time because he authorized
Sticking with it.
himself to be emailed by Hillary Clinton from her non-government email address from overseas.